Hello everyone, and welcome to my video. Today I'd like to talk about uh, death and why is everyone afraid of it. Now, the question is, I did some videos before. Um, I mean, what like people say. So, what happens when we die? And the easiest question is to ask is, who exactly that dying? Like, I mean. The body, yes, the body might will have to die eventually. It's only given us permanently. But let's talk about this philosophically. Where did you actually when we like I already talked about this in the previous video. Where did we actually come from? Or you say consciousness. All right, we know that body dies, brain dies, but what about consciousness? Now let's talk about consciousness because that's what most people think that that makes them who they are is the consciousness. Now, what is consciousness? So you are conscious of something. Let's say you hear music, you're conscious of that. Your eyes are open, you see something, you're conscious of that. But what makes a human being a person is the memories that they accumulate over the years he's been living on since he was born. Since first, let's look at your first memory, like first memory that ever occurred to you. Like if you trace back all your memories, what's the first thing you ever remember, just before you didn't remember anything? Like, so what was the first thing you become conscious of? For me, my grandmother took me to an ocean when I was 3 years old. I think I was about 3 years old, and I saw a gecko. It's a vague memory, very vague, very blurry. Like, but I remember the gecko went into the grass. That's the first memory I think that I have, and I was about 3 years old. So the question is where was I before that? That's the first memory. So now we can establish that what makes us, what we think we are, is a memory, because the accumulation of memories makes us who we are, because that's what we remember. But before that, we don't remember anything. Like before the first memory, where were we then? And even though we were born already alive and maybe conscious, or I don't even remember the first words I spoke, but my grandmother remember that. May she rest in peace. She remember first words I said, but I don't remember that. Now we know we know that we are a memory, accumulation of memories. That's what makes us sort of an individual, accumulation of experiences and memories. Now, people say, so when we die, obviously, we lose all that memory. But where do we go? I mean, or what's happening after that? Like, where are we? Well, the simple answer is to this question is that it's actually everybody knows this. But I don't know why people think all the time, create something in their mind. They use their imagination that, oh, I go to heaven, or I go to hell, or I go to there, I go here. Just imagine things. But truly, nobody knows. But actually, everybody knows. Now, how do we know? How do I know? From my personal experience, the only state that I can relate to that as a death is not being conscious of anything. And when is that occurs? It occurs every day when I go to sleep. Okay, I when I go to sleep, I don't have any dreams. When you have a deep sleep, and everybody, I don't know why people are afraid of death. It's like going to sleep and never wake up. It's simple as that. It's the simplest answer. It's like people, of course, people afraid that they will lose all their memories. They will lose the self they created in those memories that they call self, that who who they think they are. But when you go to sleep every day, you're not afraid. And the funny thing is, uh, every day we go to sleep, and then we wake up next morning again. And some people have remember the dreams, but then they forget them. But still, what happens to you, or where are you? The simple answer to that question, what happens after death, is that where are you when you have a deep sleep? You have no dreams, no consciousness. You're not conscious of anything. So where are you then? So this is exactly the answer you are looking for. This is what happens when person dies. He becomes, the consciousness ceases, everything ceases, and that's just darkness. Like that's as far as you remember. Maybe I don't know about Hindus. Maybe you can. Death is like going to sleep but waking up in another body, but that's just a speculation. But everybody knows, bloody cat. But everybody knows what happens when they die. It's just like going to sleep. You go to sleep every day and you're not afraid of it. Why are you afraid of death? Which is just basically like going to sleep and never wake up. And in fact, the problem with people, with everyday life of most people, is its suffering. People are suffering every day. Uh, with their problems, with their emotions, with their, they have all this going on drama in their life. And if all the drama stops, your life, you don't need to wait to die to go to heaven. Your life becomes heaven. So heaven and hell is a relative thing. It's all related to your life. Your life can become a heaven, like it became for Buddha and some other people who used to live and who didn't speculate on death as well. The main thing is this: you need to be right here, right now. This is where life's happening, and you need to have peace within yourself. Once you find peace, you realize that death is just going. It's like going to sleep. It's nothing. It's like going to. That's what people are afraid. Like when I was a kid, actually, funny things. I was afraid going to sleep because I don't know. I don't know why, but for me, it was like it was like a death, you know. But like when I go to sleep, I was like, I would like to stay conscious, but you can't. You can't. You can stay up 2, 3 days up, but eventually you will go to sleep anyway. So this is just like life. We're living our life and we need sleep. So and the death process is the same. Once the time comes, of course, if it's not an accident, I mean, I'm talking about person living a full life from the birth to peaceful death. It's basically like going to sleep. Your all your memories dissipated and you just become unconscious. Maybe is that the way to say it? But the funny thing is unconscious. But when you have a deep sleep, you're still conscious, but you're not conscious of anything. But you're still there. You still see. Another funny thing is people said that some people who died in a hospital had a clinical death, were declared dead, and maybe after an hour they came back. And what it is they describe this, just say, well, for me I didn't even realize I was dead. Like they they just passed away, and then they came back, and all the memories, everything was there. Like they uh, they didn't have brain damage or anything. Like look, I don't know how it works, but obviously brain dies after if it doesn't have enough oxygen. But When you go to deep have a deep sleep, and everybody knows this. That's why in Christianity they say rest in peace. It means it's just like going to rest. That's why they say rest in peace. Uh, because when you have a deep sleep, you are resting. You're in a state of not worry. You don't worry about anything. Nothing bothers you. You don't have no drama, no pleasure, no pain, nothing. So death is like that. It's just like going to sleep and never wake up. That's the only way I describe it, and that's the only way I can relate. Because truly, nobody knows. All this nonsense they're saying, you're born as a, uh, all the Buddhists saying in Buddhism there's a book of the dead. They're talking about you experience this and you experience that after death, and you're going there and you go here. You see karma you're unfolding and all that, and I don't know. I doubt. I can't relate to that. I was never dead before, or maybe I was before. But like if you look it back, your first memory before that, where were you then? What happened to you before that? Where were you then? But you still were born, you still were alive, but you don't have any recollection of that. The same maybe with death. Maybe the body dies, but you just rest in peace somewhere until you wake up in another body, or who knows. But just speculation. And now, just to remind you one more thing. When Bodhidharma, a Zen monk who came to Chubut Zen to China, someone asked him this question, and everybody asking all these gurus the same questions, and some of them answering ridiculous, like ridiculous answers. Nobody actually tell you the truth. Everybody just speculate on, or you go to heaven, you become universe, you become this, you become that. You just become your conscious ceases when you dead when you die. Basically, all the brain activity ceases, mate. So you become not nothing, but you can't say nothing, because when you have a deep sleep, you still possess all those memories that you had. But when you wake up, they come back. But when you're asleep, they as if they're not there. So it's really interesting question. What happens to die? For me, the simplest answer is basically like going to sleep, having a deep sleep. We have no consciousness. When you're conscious of anything, you, yeah, I mean, that's as simple as I can say. You're not conscious of anything. So basically, this is the same as death to me, like going to sleep. And when the time comes, you basically pass away slowly and just like naturally, like going to sleep. So, and anyway, so Bodhidharma was asked this question, and the best answer he had for everyone, he said, "I don't know. I'm not dead yet." Said, "What happened to you? What happened when you die?" And he said, "I don't know. I'm not dead yet." So truly, nobody knows. But the only way we can relate it is as having a deep sleep. From our own experiences, we always need to look at experiences. And if you believe all these gurus who imagine things like you go to heaven, you go to hell, you disembody, all that. I don't know. I can't relate to that. This is not sure if it's truth or not. I don't have the experience. I never been outside my body. I don't know what they're talking about. So for me, it's like that. So I hope this was useful information for people who interested in this kind of topic. And yeah, I mean, I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching, and see you later.